It happened. Nicolas Maduro was captured.
To capture and extract Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
The U.S. military captured them in a surprise.
And I just 2x'd my money on this bet. And if your reaction is, no way anyone could have seen that coming, that reaction is exactly why this trade paid. Why this bet sounded crazy. Let's be honest. When this market first showed up, most people treated it like a meme. Something you scroll past, laugh at, and never seriously consider. The logic was simple. This doesn't happen. Dictators don't just get captured. Regimes don't collapse overnight. Superpowers don't take risks like that anymore. And that logic sounds smart, until the assumptions underneath it quietly break. Anchoring to history, the biggest mistake. The market made one huge mistake here. It anchored to history. People look backward and said, well, the US hasn't done this before, so the odds should stay low. That's a comforting way to think. It assumes tomorrow behaves like yesterday. But anchoring is dangerous, especially in politics, because it ignores who is actually making the decisions, the Trump factor. And this is where Trump completely breaks the model. With Trump, you cannot anchor to history. You can't anchor to norms. You can't anchor to what presidents usually do. Trump doesn't treat precedent as a rule book. He treats it like a suggestion. He escalates asymmetrically. He moves fast. And he's perfectly comfortable doing things that make analysts say, wait, can he do that? Prediction markets struggle when decision makers don't behave predictably. That's not a bug. It's the opportunity. Events that changed the probability. Now, let's talk about what actually shifted the odds, even if the market didn't fully react. Pressure on Venezuela wasn't easing. Sanctions stayed tight. Diplomatic isolation deepened. Intelligence signaling got louder, not quieter. But the real inflection point, the boat seizure, that moment mattered far more than people realized. It wasn't about the boat itself. It was about signaling willingness. It said, we're willing to act directly, publicly, and without waiting for a perfect diplomatic off-ramp. Once that happens, the probability tree changes. You move from unlikely to possible. And markets are terrible at repricing that transition in real time. Why the market stayed mispriced. Even after all of this, the odds stayed low. Why? Because humans overweight normalcy. We assume escalation will stop just before it gets uncomfortable. Markets are great at pricing slow trends. They're terrible at pricing shocks. This trade wasn't about certainty. It was about asymmetry. Low price, high impact, clear directional pressure. You don't need this to be likely. You need it to be more likely than the price implies. The core lesson. Everyone understands events after they happen. Prediction markets reward people who understand before, especially when the world stops behaving politely. This wasn't luck, it was mispricing. We are Opinions Without Masters. Like and subscribe for more.